Good evening, everyone. It is time for our virtual author chat. My name is Dr. DeAndrea Matthews. I am the founder and CEO of Aldin Publications, an independent award-winning publishing company that is accredited by the Better Business Bureau and is a member of the Independent Book Publishers Association. I am here with brand new author, Mia Tillman, and her book, Revelation Upon My Pillows, is going to be releasing on this Saturday, April 30th. So, Mia, go ahead and welcome our audience today and tell people a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. As you all know, look, I'm a new author. I am excited about my book coming out, and I thank you all for the ones who have supported, the ones who have pre-ordered. I just appreciate you all and thank you all for tuning in. If you're watching it, even when you're watching the replay,
Yes.
a little about me. Many may know me. Yet those who don't, I'm a mother of 11 children, which is 7 boys and 4 girls. My book is mainly about my testimony of things that I have went through as far as struggling, homelessness, and my divorce. Oh, I'm excited about you all being able to support and read.
All right. So she's being very modest. So I'm going to go ahead and read her official author bio. And just for those of you who don't know a lot about the publishing world, the official author bio should never read like an obituary. It should emphasize the information that's going to highlight you as the author dealing with the specific topic that your book covers. So this is Mia's author bio. Humble, compassionate, and spirit-filled, Mia Tillman isn't a stranger to misfortune. As one who pursues an intimate relationship with God as Father, Mia stands on the Word of God as her strength in the continual stride to be the best mother possible to her 11 children. After dropping out of high school due to teen pregnancy, Mia received her GED and went on to receive her medical assistant diploma from the National Institute of Technology a year later. Now licensed as a certified nurse aide, Mia's greatest accomplishment has been raising her 7 boys and 4 girls. Mia aspires to inspire all with her success story of surviving financial hardship, homelessness, and divorce while trusting God to save, deliver, and sanctify her and her children. So that's her official author bio. Hello there to everyone joining us in the comments. Hello, Shanika. Hello, Pastor Tatrice. Hello, Manu. I'm excited for all of you to join us. And as you come on, please say hello in the comments so that we can know that you are here. And for those who will be joining via the replay, make sure you drop in the comments hashtag replay. So let's go ahead and get started talking a little bit about the book itself, because this has been a long process. This has been quite the journey for you. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. And in the beginning, you decided, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draft my story and enter this contest, because at the time, Aldin Publications was having a contest and it was open. I don't remember the specific details now, but it was open and invited submissions, and you decided to submit something. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts before you actually clicked send.
Well, upon reading about the contest, I'm like, everyone always say you have a story, and you also know sometimes that you have a story, but I wasn't really sure. But upon God speaking to me, he like, right, tell your story. I'm like, okay, Lord, are you sure? And he confirmed it. So I wrote, because I already had like some things written down from my dreams, but when I began to write my story, I submitted, and one, I'm like, oh, okay, Lord. Oh,
I take it you were quite surprised that you
yes,
actually won.
yes, very surprised. Like,
Okay. All right. So from winning the contest, we had several sessions, and I don't remember if it was weekly or monthly, but we had regular sessions to meet and kind of talk about the book and kind of coach you through actually getting the writing done. So getting it from your head onto the paper, onto the computer. Share a little bit about what that was like for you.
well, in the beginning, it was kind of frustrating because I was working and I had a lot of things going on where I wasn't as focused as I should be. But every time I met with you, you explained to me, and and helped me balance, which I thank you for. So I was able to write, and since I talk a lot, I just began to. I'm like, this is too much, but you was like, that's fine, just write. So I
Yes.
just got it out, and even going through, having a lot of children, I began to have issues with the children. So I began to write out my feelings. So that helped as well as far as to, get the book written.
And for those of you who are thinking about writing a book or maybe just jotting down some thoughts that will eventually become a book, the main thing is to just write. You don't want to, stifle your creativity, if you would. You want to just get the information out there because, as I shared with Mia during one of those sessions, you can edit, out what needs to come out to make it a better story. But, having the content there to be able to kind of sort through and figure out what should be in there, what goes in this chapter versus a different chapter, all of that is very important. So the idea is to just get the information onto the paper and just write.
Yes.
Good. So we got some people in the comments saying they pre-ordered theirs. Mia, you rock. It's God's will. It's going to be more books. Okay. So
Okay.
um,
Amen.
she probably didn't know that yet, but do you have any plans to write any other books?
I desire to write regarding more detail as far as being a single mother of multiple children.
Mhm.
Um, God will have to direct me in that as well.
Absolutely. Good. So hopefully you'll get some good feedback as people get their hands on this copy of your very first book.
Right.
So jumping forward, so we talked about winning the contest, we talked about the writing process. Now, when it came to actually, okay, the writing is done, you gave me the book and said, okay, my part is done. Then
Yes.
it was about all of the different publishing aspects, and there are lots of different aspects to go through as far as the book production process. Talk about the editing, because I know that you had to review it. I think it was no less than 3 times that you reviewed the manuscript itself. So talk about what that was like with you reading through it. I mean, you had already written it, but reading through it, let's talk about the very the first time that you got it back and you read through the manuscript. How were you feeling? Talk about that experience for you.
First, I would like to thank you for your patience and assisting me with getting through. The first time I read, I was in my emotions because it was my first time reading my story, and everything began to play back. So I felt like maybe I wasn't fully healed from some of the things that I was dealing with. Um, so it was kind of hard reading through the first time, and I even contacted you like, I'm hearing voices, like what's going on? Like, I don't understand. And you just told me to pray, and make sure that I'm praying regarding being healed and things of that nature. And I thank you because the second and third time I was able to read upon editing, and I was okay. I didn't cry as much as I did the first time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Were the tears happy tears? What were the tears for?
The in the beginning it was the crybaby tears, like, oh my goodness, I'm hurt. But by the third time it was happy tears because I felt like I was healed from whatever I was dealing with and going through.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, I'm going to jump forward and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the content of the book. But I want to talk for just a second because when it first hit pre-orders, because we decided to do about a month of pre-orders. So when it first hit pre-orders and I sent you a particular message, it said that you had hit number 20 on
Yes.
African American biographies and memoirs. Now, just for context, those lists, for those of you who don't know, those lists update every hour. So again, being number 20 today might be a different number tomorrow or the next week, but you hit the top 20 in the category of African American biographies and memoirs. What was that like for you?
I was so excited. I'm like, 20, like, out of, look, you think of the number like 100 or something, like 20. Okay, that's closer to one. So I was very excited. And then also, you explained to me that the numbers changed. So I didn't want to get discouraged because, like, the next day I checked, I'm all like, I'm way over here. But I was happy. I had to be okay with that moment. Like, think about this moment,
Absolutely.
this present moment, and enjoy it.
Definitely. And for those of you who missed that announcement on our social media, she did hit number 20 as far as African American biographies and memoirs. And she was in the top 50. I believe it was number 42 for motherhood. So those are the two categories that she actually was in the top 20 for one and top 50 for the other. So that's very exciting for
Yeah,
any author, especially before the book comes out. So, in case you did not know, those pre orders are so important. It helps the author to again boost their sales and also to boost their visibility, because as you are getting more pre-orders, it does boost the likelihood that your book will appear in the because you bought this, you might be interested in that. All of that is based on those type of metrics and algorithms. All right, so let's look at the actual book itself, because we designed the book in a very unique way. And what we started out thinking that we were going to do for the book, we ended up changing it a little bit along the way. So we knew that we wanted to hear your story. We
yeah,
knew that you had some lessons learned. And
yes,
then we knew that you had some dreams that we wanted to deal with. And in
yes,
the beginning, we thought that we would alternate the chapters between your story and between the dreams. But in the final result, we ended up dedicating a full chapter to the dreams and visions.
yeah.
So the way the book is set up, Mia tells her story. And again, based on the number of chapters, each chapter has lessons learned at the end. So talk about the idea behind that, because it's important not just that you tell your story, not just that this is not a biography of Mia's life, but that people get a message from your story. So talk a little bit about those lessons learned and why that segment of each chapter is important.
The segment is important because I wanted my transparency with my struggle in life to help those overcome. So, being who I am and going through all the things I was going through, I wanted my lessons that I learned. Maybe, someone can apply it to their life. Everyone doesn't learn the same lesson, but I was hoping that my lessons would help someone or motivate them to overcome what they're going through.
Yeah, good, good. So, in case you um, don't know, and I don't know how much you've shared on your own social media about the book itself, but these are the chapter titles. And I want you to just kind of pick one and talk a little bit more about it. Give them just a sneak preview as to what they can expect.
Okay.
So, chapter one is the early years. Chapter two deals with siblings. And I know a lot of us have siblings and have had sibling issues.
Hmm.
Chapter three deals with fathers, both her own father as well as the fathers of her children. Chapter four deals with the children. Chapter five is on overcoming. Chapter six is that chapter we talked about on dreams and visions. Chapter seven is truth over popularity. Chapter 8 is on hearing God. Chapter 9 is her testimony. And then chapter 10, God gets the glory. I want to go back and let's deal with truth over popularity, because that is a topic that so many people need to hear and understand. Talk a little bit about truth over popularity, and then anything else you want to share about the chapter titles itself.
Truth over popularity is mainly dealing with what you're dealing with in spiritual, because a lot of things that you talk about won't be popular. And but God told me to just tell the truth, because I'd rather you be truthful than popular. So if what I'm speaking about is not going to make me popular, I'm okay with it, because I'm speaking the truth, and the truth shall set me free and whoever else needs to be free.
Amen. That's good. That's good. So some of the other topics that are dealt with, or that's, she talks about in the book, she deals with molestation, she deals with homelessness, she deals with being low income. Those are just a few of the topics. Any other things that stand out that you want people to know that they're going to get a glimpse into your life about?
Many, maybe because I'm so transparent, know my story, but I want to discuss like the homelessness. Many people know from me being on national television upon winning this home that I'm in now, and many don't know the deep, dark struggle of how I got the home, and the issues that I'm dealing with now while in the home.
Yeah.
So I talk about that in the book.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I wrote down as we were preparing for today is embracing your next season in the midst of adversity. So, again, you've experienced a lot in your life, you've overcome a lot,
Yeah,
but I want to think about that next season because, God always has something prepared for us that we don't necessarily know about. But
yeah.
think about embracing your next season and what this all can mean for you as becoming a new author, and again having your own book and whatever may come from that. So what are your thoughts on your next season?
I'm trusting and following God's guidance. I'm excited because He got me here, so I know He has something great planned for me. Now my ear is very keen to listening and following what He desires for me to do, especially as far as ministry and with my
Mhm.
children. So whatever this next season holds, I do look forward to it. I do want to write more books. I do want to write plays. All the things that you had planned when you were younger. Like I want to be successful as
Good,
as
good.
God leads.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you deal with, again, some uncomfortable topics in your book,
Yeah,
particularly as it relates to family and also as it relates to church, because everyone who's involved in church doesn't always have a positive experience. So
yeah.
you talk about some really uncomfortable topics. Share a little bit about what it was like telling your truth and not being worried about what other people had to say or other people's opinions.
I had to pray a lot, and I thank you for helping me. I thank a bunch of my sisters, my best friend, for helping me get through it because I was afraid to tell the story. I was ashamed that people would look at me like my decision making wasn't the best, and then the people that I'm talking about, my family and such, I was worried about their feelings. But God said, I told you to write. And once God tell you to do something, you have to be obedient. And I trusted God to cover me as I told his story. This is my life, but it's his story that he desired for me to tell my
I
testimony.
love
So
that. I love that. So, if you had a particular message that you wanted your readers to hear or to remember after reading your book, what would that be?
particular message. I would say to continuously be inspired in spite of anything you're dealing with and going through because you can and will overcome it through Christ's strength. So don't give up.
Absolutely. Good, good. All right. So, this process has been a lot of ups and downs emotionally and everything else. What has been both the most exciting for you as well as the most terrifying as a part of this process?
Exciting is to hear from God and to move when he say move and to trust and know that when he speaks, the great I am, you move and whenever he wants you to do something, he will back you up. The terrifying part is your flesh, my flesh, worried about what others had to say and, feeling like I wasn't good enough. Um, but I overcame that. It took a while, but
Yes.
it was terrifying to write and to be concerned about other people because I used to be such a people pleaser.
Hmm.
And you will never be successful if you focusing on what somebody else wants you to do or how they feel.
Yeah.
So,
There's been some personal healing and overcoming as a part of this process as well. Do you want to share anything about that? The things that you've overcome as a part of this process?
I'm so excited. I talk about the divorce. And many possibly know my story. I've been in a 20-year relationship and a 9-year marriage, and I'm excited to be healed from that. It took a long time, but I'm thanking God that I'm no longer in the situations that I was in where I was constantly falling into fornication even after being married. So I'm thanking God that I'm healed from that. I was dealing with a gambling addiction. I'm thanking God that even though I'm still low income, that I don't have to go that route. So those are among two things that I'm so grateful to be healed from, because
Great.
it was a struggle.
Wonderful, wonderful. So there are a couple things that I didn't share with Mia yet that I wanted to save until today's author chat. So Mia's book is available. Let me just share this really quick. So this is her book card. So this is the front of it, and then this is the back of it. And as you can see on it, hopefully you can see on it, it says available at Amazon as well as Barnes and Noble. So her book is available for pre-order on Amazon. It's available on Barnes and Noble. It's also available on Books a Million. So if you're by a Books a Million bookstore, it's available on Books a Million as well. And then her book is also available outside the United States. It's available in Germany as well
What?
as Australia and the United Kingdom. So how does that feel, Mia?
Wow. I'm Look, I'm shocked. Thank you. Look, glory to God. Like, because that's all. Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
So your book
wow.
is available both in the United States and abroad.
Okay, Lord. He said international, didn't he? Okay.
Hey,
Wow. Wow. Thank
that's
you,
right,
Dr.
Tanika. All
Nick.
nations.
Okay.
Definitely. Definitely.
Wow.
Good, good, good.
Oh,
There's
God,
something
good.
there's something else to share with you. So again, if you want your copy, I know a lot of you have requested your pre-orders, and we appreciate that. Thank you for going and pre-ordering the book. But also, if you want to get a copy from Mia directly, tell them how they can get a copy from you.
Oh, you can get a copy. You can email me. The email should be at the bottom at Mrs. Mia LaShawn Tillman at gmail.com. And then some of you have my phone number, or you can message me on Facebook if you don't want to email.
Good. So you can email her to get an autograph copy. She will have some autograph copies that will be available. The book officially launches on this Saturday. But if you want to get your autograph copy, you can email her at Miss Mia LaShawn Tillman at gmail.com. It is on the bottom of the screen. We've got some great comments on over here. Shanika says, "You shall be known nationally and internationally because of your willingness." Let's see.
Oh, glory to
Kalisa
God.
says, "Ministry beyond the four walls and beyond the borders." Yes. And then
Yes.
let's see, Kanitha, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Yes,
Yes.
congrats, sis. You deserve everything that God is preparing for you. So proud and happy for you.
Thank
Lots
you.
of congratulations.
Thank you
Yes,
all.
if you already pre-ordered it, that's fine. You can get that autographed as well. I'm sure you can reach out to Mia and she will be ready to autograph that for you as well. Do you have any events coming up? Anything that you've planned so that you can get some more exposure for your book? You want to talk about that? Anything planned? Anything coming up?
Nothing planned as of yet, but I do desire. I may have to do a book signing, but I'll post that on my page if
Okay.
to update you
So
all.
book signing information to come, but definitely reach out to her directly to get your copy of her book. One final surprise, Mia, and I promise you I'm
I just
done.
asked this look.
All these surprises. One final surprise. So I haven't told her yet, y'all, but I actually have the copies of her book.
Oh my
So I
goodness,
have the
really?
copies and I will be delivering them to her this week.
Oh
So
my
you get to
goodness.
actually hold your book in your hand before the
Oh
30th.
my goodness. Oh,
So
okay. These lashes about to come off like this. Thank
yes,
you.
yes. So
Wow.
stay posted. You guys will see the pictures and the video from when she actually sees her book in print for the first time. That is my absolute favorite part of being a publisher, is making sure that the author gets to see their book and just seeing that response for the first time. That's
Oh,
priceless for me.
yes. I'm
Any
really ready
thoughts?
for
Any
that one.
final thoughts?
No. I'm still um, thank you. And I thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for supporting me, and a special thank you for all those who have pushed me to where I am now, because I know it wasn't easy. Out of all the tears and all the prayers, I thank God that is finally manifesting, and through his guidance the whole way. God has really ordered each step in the process of writing the book and meeting Dr. Matthews and getting the title, everything. God just did everything. All I had to do was write. Um, so I thank you all. I'm excited. Whew.
Good. If you have any questions for Mia, you can drop them in the comments. We'll try and get to them before we close out today. So if you have any specific questions for Mia, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Anything that you want to share for the people who are watching or those who will watch the replay?
Um, just pre-order. As a matter of fact, you ain't got to pre-order now because it's coming out on April the 30th. And I just want whoever reads the book to be encouraged. If you believe that someone can benefit from reading my story, purchase for them so it can uplift them. That's the main purpose of making sure God's people be encouraged through struggles, because we all have them.
Yes, we all go through our own share of struggles, absolutely. And, definitely if you purchase your copy already, pick up a copy for a friend, be a blessing to somebody else. And if you purchase your pre-order copy from Amazon or Barnes and Noble or any of those sites, make sure that you leave a review. Book reviews also help to boost sales and to, again, help Mia gain more exposure and visibility for her autobiography. So if you pre-ordered your book, make sure that once you get it, once you read it, you go back and leave a book review so that we can get that promotion as well. So that's also very important. That is very important to any author, to make sure that they have book reviews to tell other people what you thought about it. Of course, I think it's fabulous. She thinks it's fabulous, but we need to know what other people think as well. So those book reviews are very important. You can leave those on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or whichever site you ordered the book from. All right. So those are all of my questions. I don't see any questions in the comments from anybody that's joining us. Look, Kanitha said, I'll be to your house for my signed copy.
Come on, sis.
So a lot of people are excited and celebrating with you. We are so excited for you, Mia. And again, looking forward to getting the copies of the book, reading through the book, and sharing with somebody else. Any final thoughts that you want to share before we get off tonight?
Um, I just want to thank you all again, for being such a great support. And Dr. D, I have to thank you continuously. Don't get tired of hearing me. Thank you for being in position to minister to me, to teach me, to help me every step of the way. I truly love and appreciate you. And thank you for all your knowledge and your wisdom.
Oh, of
And
course.
I love you all. Everyone that has tuned in, those who will watch the replay, thank you all for your support. The book will be successful because God stated, but it also comes with you all being the support. So I thank you all.
Yes. So even though we're about to close out this live stream, make sure that you share the live stream on your timeline. Make sure you share the live stream in somebody's inbox, somebody who needs some encouragement, somebody who's going through that needs to know that they can too overcome. Share this live stream so that they can also find out about Mia's story and get some encouragement. So be sure to share this broadcast and continue to share about the book, which comes out this Saturday, April. I'm already in August. This Saturday, April 30th, 2022. So we're excited for you, Mia. Congratulations as the newest Claire Aldin Publications author. Congratulations to you. Thank you all for joining us for our live author chat. And again, if you haven't ordered your copy, you can reach out to Mia directly. If you have her number, go ahead and text her. But if not, you can email her at MissMiaLaShawnTillman@gmail.com. Thank you all for being here and have a great night.
Great night.